And these days I'm pretty much glad to be anywhere. I mean, in June, I know you're just hearing about this. I just got the memo myself. Nobody lets me know these things. I mean, we're here in August, and I'm just now getting the memo that they reversed the Obama ban on the downloadable plans that allow you to print handguns on a 3D printer. Well, doesn't that suck? I guess they believe that the only good toddler with a gun belongs in what? Well, anyway, a bunch of states decided they're going to sue, but Trump said, good old Trump looking out for the NRA, said, I am looking into 3D printers, 3D plastic guns being sold to the public. Already spoke to the NRA. Doesn't seem to make much sense. Well, of course it doesn't make sense. You're speaking to the NRA. What did you expect? Did you expect common sense? Rationality? No. As far as the NRA is concerned, giving an Uzi to a toddler is a great idea only if they pay for it. Because, let's face it, the NRA is only for guns as long as somebody pays. The minute you start talking about guns that you can print at home using a printer, a 3D printer that you paid a couple $100 for, well, at that point they're against it because, well, it would be free. And anyway, federal court blocked the downloads of the files for now. But fortunately, if you really want to go out and kill somebody, you can buy all the various parts that you need from guns and assemble them at home on your kitchen table to create a ghost gun that has no serial number. And that means that it's untraceable and you'll probably get away with it as long as you wear gloves and this is the important part, you have no idea who the person is that you're killing. Because, statistics show that most people who are killed know their killer. And that's how cops catch you. So if you're going to go killing people, make sure that they're people you don't know. And that's the definition of a serial killer. Somebody who just kills for the fun of it. Well, if you don't know how to build your own gun from parts that you buy online, well, discover Google. How many times do I have to say this? I mean, we know that if you just wanted to make a gun, you could make one, a basic one, from parts that you get at your local hardware store. Don't know how to do that? What was the word? Google. That's right. Well, and as far as the consumer grade of 3D printers, and I'm sure that you could get files from somebody who has them. Consumer grades of 3D printers really make crap guns. So, you really would be better off just making your guns from parts that you buy at the hardware store or online. What you want is a good commercial grade 3D printer if you're going to make guns. Because you see, the consumer grade ones make them that are hard to shoot, hard to aim, and they pretty much self-destruct after a couple of shots. So basically, unless you're willing to use, unless all you want is a gun that requires you jam it into somebody's rib cage before you pull the trigger, and you're not going to kill more than one person, well, then don't bother with the consumer grade 3D printer. Get the good ones. Spend a little money. Don't be such a penny pincher. Now, ammo itself is not hard to make, and it's very easy to buy. This is the United States. If you want to kill people, this is the best place in the country, in the world, to do it. Yes, if you want to make ammo, all you have to do is get a Lee pocket loader or an RCBS rock chucker, and I recommend the rock chucker. It's much more accurate in terms of putting shells together, and you'll be much happier with the results. I promise you. Now the Supreme Court has a guy that's coming up, has been nominated anyway, named Brett Kavanaugh. Now, while he was on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, well, he ruled against gun regulations in one of the most, he ruled against gun regulations in Washington, D.C., where more people are shot with guns than in any other state. And we certainly wouldn't want to interfere with their right to get their hands on guns and kill people, because this is what America stands for, the Second Amendment. Who cares about freedom of speech and freedom of religion and freedom of the press? Because the only thing that matters is your ability to express yourself with bullets. We've all heard the phrase, "I let my gun do my talking for me." Well, in America, that is pretty much the way things are. Now, when the Republicans rubber stamp Brett Kavanaugh, I won't say confirmation, because it's not a confirmation if it's just a rubber stamp of whatever King Trump wants. Well, he's going to make it easier for the Supreme Court to take up a gun rights case so that he can argue that babies and crazies and corporations all have the right to have private armies and nuclear weapons, because that's what you need. I mean, if you were in grammar school today, I guarantee you would want nuclear weapons, because these kids, every time you see them, they're sneezing, they're coughing, they're bringing disease, they're taking drugs, they're rapists. Some, I assume, are good people. Now, these kids are going to form the first wave. They're going to replace our military. We're going to call them the Goo Goo Brigade. You'll see it in the theater near you. Rated R for Republican. Now, who was it? Brett Kavanaugh obviously loves big business, hates individual rights, and loves guns. And the one reason above all others that he got nominated is that he believes that the president cannot be sued, investigated, impeded, or held accountable in any way, shape, or form as long as that person is president, which means that Congress does not have the right, according to him, to impeach a president. Even though the Constitution says they do, he says the Constitution is wrong about what the Constitution says. Yeah, okay. Well, that's a strange look at the law. It's kind of like the stand your ground laws. You know, these stand your ground laws, they basically say, for those of you who don't have a clue what they are, they basically say that if you're white, it's okay for you to go kill anybody who's not white. That's what the stand your ground law is. I think that's written in those exact terms, as a matter of fact. Now, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum, the mayor of Tallahassee, don't they have a racetrack there? Wow, that must have gone by fast. Well, he said, I don't believe stand your ground has a place in civilized society. No shit, Sherlock. What was your first clue? Was it the dead bodies? I wonder. Let's see. The consequence, he says, of confusion over how stand your ground is applied in this state can result in the loss of life of otherwise innocent people. I noticed that too. I probably noticed that because it's on frickin' television every day. Now, the governor of Florida, a guy named Rick Scott, a white man, had nothing to say about getting rid of Stand Your Ground because, well, like I said, Stand Your Ground, it allows him to kill black people. And the mayor of Tallahassee is a black guy. So obviously, we can expect that the governor of Florida, Rick Scott, will soon go to Tallahassee to murder the mayor. I think that much is clear from all the evidence that it is a conspiracy to kill the mayor. But it's okay because in Florida, it's okay to kill black people if you're white. And I guess that would apply to the governor as well. And he's the person that the people of Florida want. I mean, if you really did not want a racist asshole out gunning for anybody who wasn't white in the governor's chair, then maybe you should do one of two things. Either A, get the hell out of Florida, or B, vote for somebody else. Huh? What do you think? Now, when you respond, and I know you will, don't give me small talk. Don't give me this bullshit of what's up. I hate small talk. I want to talk about atoms, death, aliens, sex, magic, intellect, the meaning of life, faraway galaxies, the lies you've been told, your flaws, your favorite scents, your childhood, what keeps you up at night, your insecurities and your fears. I like people with depth, who speak with emotion, a twisted mind, kind of like mine. I don't want to know what's up. I don't care. All right? I mean, we live in a country where over 26,000 American kids have been killed by guns since the Columbine massacre. And that was what? Back in 1999. That's what? About 10 years ago. That's an average of 2,600 kids a year, or about 200 kids a month. That's pretty good progress, but, we can do better. Because, just because, it works out to the idea that I think what the NRA is trying to tell us is that the only thing that's going to stop a bad toddler with an Uzi is a good toddler with an Uzi. Because, that's the kind of country we are. We're a country where we have about 5% of the world's population, but we've got about 31% of all public mass shootings in the world, which makes us, that's right, number one. Yay, we're number one. We're number one. Everybody celebrate. Let's have that something that Trump can promote, the fact that we kill each other more often than any other country in the world. Aren't you happy? Guns are now the third leading cause of death for American children, behind illness and unintentional accidents like drownings. Yeah, those are always fun. Schools are therefore not only useless for teaching music, math, science, and art, they're also full of disease and bullets